Okay, we are live. I know I've got a light on here, so it's reflecting off my glasses, but I won't be facing forward for too long. Today, I want to show something a little different, and it has to do with my hair, but how you can utilize techniques I use to make very simple but nice looking hairstyles. As you can see, I have my hair in braids, and that's how I just kind of want to start. I slept in them, so just going to give this a try. I'm hoping that I can show you what I do easily, and I'm also hoping that the sound will travel back to the camera when I'm turned away. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to gather two braids into a chignon in the back of the head, and all you need for that is some bobby pins that I keep all the time and two braids. If you're not able currently to do two braids, I do have a live stream archived all about braids and braiding that could help. So I'm going to begin by turning around and hoping the sound carries. I'm going to take my two braids, take them together, and cross them one over the other, tying a little knot. And then I'm going to do it a second time just to get a little more bulk. And with that, I'm going to take a bobby pin and place it in, and then take a second one and place it in here. At this point, we've already got a good start. So what I usually do after this is just take the ends and wrap them around and underneath. So pin and pin, and then take the other end, wrap it around and underneath with pin. That's going to hurt. And a pin. Nope, that one came loose. So that's where you grab another pin and put it in. To make a chignon, I'm going to just quickly explain what I did, which was to tie the hair twice and then wrap it around itself and use bobby pins to hold it. So I'm going to show again that two braids come together to make a very cute little chignon. Looks really nice, doesn't take a lot of work. And then I'm going to take that down and do one other thing with these two braids before I go into what I do with my hair on a daily basis that looks nice but doesn't take a lot of work, because that's what I'm all about. Looks nice, doesn't take a lot of work. All right, so we have my two braids. This time I'm just going to make a kind of a milkmaid style, very simple. We're going to come back to the back, and I will do my best to speak loud enough that you can hear as I'm going along. Take the two braids, cross them one over the other, and pull them to the top of the head. From here, adjust and start pinning with bobby pins, just to help the braid stay where you put it. It's not taking me too much effort to pin it. And when you do place a bobby pin in, one thing I do want to show is when you see the little side with the little ridges, that's the side that goes against your head. And since we're up here, I'm just going to spin. Now, of course, if I was doing this for day to day, I would take, actually I'm going to do that anyways because I'm not planning on wearing these for too much longer. Take the rubber band out, take the end, tuck it under the neighbor, and then this one I'm going to do, you're not really supposed to do with bobby pin, and open it first just to get something to hold. Take the other one, take it, and this one I'm going to pull around and still tucking underneath. Bobby pins, they are your friend. They're always your friend. And with about 6 or 7, I have a fairly uniform and simple headband, Dutch braid, milkmaid braid. I'm going to show from the back again. Of course, I know that I've got a big lump of hair right here because I didn't purposely do the braids for this style. If I were to do the braids purposely for this style, I would start by braiding them around the opposite side so they're already going the direction that I want them to. But this makes a simple headband style without a lot of work, and maybe, like I said, like 6 or 7 bobby pins. And it's not, I'm hoping that it's translating well and doesn't seem too overwhelming. This is how I make my, it's how I make my hair fancy when I don't want to put in a lot of effort. That one fell down. That's cool. And depending on how I feel, if I need more support in the hair, then I will go ahead and add more pins. And now I'm going to take down the braids so as to show a couple of my signature and easy styles. My hair's going to be super wavy, which is fun. And I'm not even going to worry about brushing it right now because I quite frankly don't care. So I'm going to just show the easiest way I have, first of all, to do a bun, and then to go into my fancy style and do the French twist that I like to do. So I'm going to turn around and show the easiest way. Because my hair is long, I gather it up using my fingers as a comb. Everything gathered up, and then just twist, twist, and if I want to make this stay, I'll start pinning with extra large bobby pins because that's easier. And with these, you want the flat side against your head. So then I just shove one through from the right, shove one through from the left, and that'll get a good start. And then just twist the ends together and tuck them in underneath using some small bobby pins to secure the edges. About 4 is generally all I need. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so there's just a nice, cute little bun. If I'm in an extreme hurry, I won't even bother with bobby pins. I'll just take this little jaw clip, and I'll just clip it in. And that's when I'm being extra lazy. You can certainly take this kind of idea with the bun and work to, if you want to have a smoother hairstyle underneath it, you can start by putting your hair in a ponytail at the top mid of your head. It's kind of up to you. That was a fairly simple one, which is to, I think I lost, there it is. Found it, found a pin. Just to make a nice bun for a day-to-day kind of thing, and especially if you're looking to not stress the hair with a rubber band, using these kinds of styles and hairpins is a really nice way to keep it from turning into potential for breakage. So the next one is what I'm going to call my somewhat signature style, which is how I do my French twist and make it look fancy in not a lot of time. And one more time, I'm going to come around, and my hair, I'm going to gather it basically in a low ponytail. From here, take it, twist it up, like up my head, and start twisting it around itself so that I get that French twist look. I'm going to take my large size bobby pin and start securing the roll. Depending on how much security you need, you can use 1, 2, 3. Sometimes if I'm doing this a little more casually, I'm just going to show, I will just take and clip that, and that will hold it fairly well. In this case, I'm going to stick with my pins. And now that I have the roll, now we can deal with the front. So you have the roll in the back, and it's secured up to the top. The easiest way I have for styling the ends of my hair, and of course mileage varies depending on how long your hair is, but I will take it and continuing the twisting motion from the back, twist the hair until it's mostly put together, put it around my fingers, and start rolling it back on itself. Not worrying too much about those end pieces, they'll get tucked in. Then making a bun at the top using a couple more large hair pins. So these are fairly extra large. They're coming in right and left, and now I have this lovely up style with the French twist in the back. You can decorate with flowers, you can add other decorations, put a scarf around it. Another thing that I do, I'm not going to take the twist down because I don't have to. Another thing that I do that looks fancy, doesn't take a lot of time, is to take these ends, now that they're secure, split them into 3, braid the ends together, which only takes a second or two. Hope it's not going too terribly fast. Like I said, there is a previous live stream archive that explains braiding in more detail. So now that I have this braided all the way out to the end, same thing, take it, twist it around on itself, and do the same thing, which is to take a couple large hairpins and pin it up. And then if there's anything that's not quite right, like that little guy sticking up, I'll just shove a pin in there. So now this gets a little bit more detail oriented, so you now have a braid up in the top, and the same thing as it's coming from the back up to this top piece. Looks really fancy. Still took maybe a minute. It's really super simple. Now here comes what I'm going to call my most complicated of doing this top section. So we've got the hair all the way up in the twist, and now I'm going to take small pieces, and your mileage may vary depending on how much hair you have and how big you want the twist, and usually I wouldn't do this with crimpy hair, but I'm going to take it and wrap it around my finger and make a pin curl. Roll it up, and using a regular bobby pin, pin it in. It didn't stay as well, so okay. There's one. I'm going to try and show as best I can. I have to do all this by feel, so I'm hoping that the camera is picking up what I'm doing. So, twisting it, placing it. Oh, that one came loose. That's fun. See, not everyone is a winner. Come back here. Retwist it. Stick it back down. Pin it again. Then sometimes just a few hairpins or bobby pins. Now I'm going to come to the other side just because I like to do it in sections. So I'm going to switch hands for what I'm wrapping around. Same thing. Making a pin curl. Twisting it up until it gets close to that twist. And then pin it in and continue in that pattern. So twist it around, pull it down to make a pin curl, twist, place, pin. That's pretty good. And then we continue on that track. As much hair as you have, as much hair as you want to put into this section. And this is literally how I do things in the morning. It doesn't take too long, but can look like you spent large amounts of time getting your hair done. Spent large amounts of time in front of the mirror taking care of the hair. And since I haven't looked at anything, it'll be usually, yeah, that doesn't feel secure, hold on. At this point, when I will start looking in a mirror and checking if there's something that's sticking up but doesn't need the security of the bobby pin, I'll just use a little hairpin, feel it, and then the funny thing is, no matter what I'm doing, if I find it, feel it, even with a hairpin, I won't look. Like, I just can't. It doesn't work for me. So then you just look, feel, pin things down once more. Now I have this curled top, and I'm going to just show from the back what that looks like. I hope it's showing up. And with, just like any of the styles, you can add decorations, you can add adornments. This is a really nice one to wrap a scarf around because it has that kind of 1950s sort of poodle pile. And you can make the curls even bigger if you want to. But it's a fairly simple process to look really, really put together, like you put a lot of effort into your hair, that somebody will generally compliment you and say, oh my gosh, that must have taken so much time. And you don't take that much time at all. Because I, quite frankly, don't want to spend a ton of time on my hair. And I'm going to, once I pull all these pins out, I'm going to demonstrate one more time how I get my hair up into the twist without taking the time to secure it afterwards. You can also leave it just hanging out like this. Get that early 90s vibe going. That'd be fun. Change my makeup style. Change the clothes I wear. Perfect. Okay, take all the pins out so I can show one more time how I achieve the French twist. Take my hair down. It's also a nice style to do when you're, say, on day 3 or 4, depending on how often you wash your hair. If you're not really wanting to wear it down, but you're not quite ready to wash it just yet, something like this is a really nice way to look like you're totally put together and there's nothing amiss. So one more time, I'm going to take my hair, low ponytail, and sometimes I'll put my thumb in, sometimes I won't, but twist it up, and then twist it, and keep twisting, and just as necessary. You can even adjust it back down if you want it to hang a little lower. I prefer to pull it pretty tight. So I'll try and keep it as low down to the bottom. Twist and pull up. And I just want it, because I have some nice clips, so if I just want to hold it with a clip, ta-da, down my hair. Yep, got that early 90s vibe. It's great. Look good, right? This is a look. It counts. This is a relatively short stream, which kind of makes sense since these were very simple and easy to execute hairstyles. I hope that it was educational, and if there's any questions or anything else that you might want to see in a future live stream, let me know. And until next week, noon on Sunday, I'll see you later.